Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things nerdy through a common sense lens. And man, I'll tell you what, it doesn't seem to matter whether it be Hollywood or whether it be the video game industry. These people just don't seem to understand what their customers are asking for, what their customers are demanding out there, because it seems like these major corporations have so far been so dependent on all of us and just taking us all for granted, whether it be gamers, whether it be fans, geeks, nerds, customers overall in general across the board when it comes to entertainment media out there. Boys and girls, they have taken us all for granted. They thought no matter what they did to us, no matter how they treated us, no matter how they abused us, that we would just keep coming back over and over and over again. They thought they could jack up their prices. They thought they could interject all of their nonsense ideology and all of these video games and everything be fine. That, oh, it's just a bunch of stupid gamers out there. They'll just lap it all up because they're addicted to us. We're their drug. They have to have us. Well, just like so many other people out there who their pride thought they were better than absolutely everything else out there, Xbox, just like many other titans out there in the video game industry over the last few years, is finding out that yes, at the end of the day, the customer does decide. And so many other companies right now that do still have a little common sense and have seen the writing on the wall are taking advantage of this. Because boys and girls, as Xbox loses massive amounts of fans out there, while at least a lot of the fans out there are canceling their Xbox Game Pass subscriptions in absolute droves so badly that it actually crashed the website that you cancel your Xbox Game Pass on. All the while, yes, GameStop, boys and girls, you remember them? Those old friends of ours out there that we all saved with the meme stock situation? Well, they are certainly turning out to be cultural little warriors themselves, because they are gladly taking advantage of taking a giant dig at Microsoft and Xbox's Game Pass for their outrageously priced new, essentially no more than it is a streaming service for video games, boys and girls. The fans aren't happy, and boys and girls, you gotta know I love to see it when major corporations are taking shots at each other. Just like I've loved the Steak and Shake and Cracker Barrel back and forth, I am absolutely loving the Microsoft, Xbox, and GameStop back and forth, because as you can see over here from thatparkplace.com, Xbox game prices pass pricing skyrockets as gamers cancel service in droves. As the Game Pass price jumps to $30, GameStop fires back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the corporate back and forth, the corporate wars that so many dystopian video games novelizations out there promised us, boys and girls, is officially here. But while they thought it would be done with soldiers, no, it turns out it's going to be done with social media and memes. And ladies and gentlemen, that is probably one of the most beautiful things to come out of the internet. And you know what? Microsoft, for all of their greed, for all of their gobbling up, for them trying to consolidate absolutely everything under their arm, going all the way back to their founding with their founder, Bill Gates themselves, it seems like the core of this company has absolutely never changed. And despite their continued abuses of their customers and taking advantage of them over and over again, it seems like now they have finally pushed one segment of that community way too far. Color me shocked there, just like every other major corporation, industry, and institution out there. You've underestimated your gamers once again, and now you are going to suffer the consequences of it, and that is a beautiful thing to see. So we're going to check this article from thatparkplace.com, and of course, jump over to cosmicbook.news as well, because that is a beautiful thing to see GameStop's clap back at all of this. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, we are finally getting out of our little algorithm jail that we were being in for such a very naughty boys and girls out there. So we are inching our way closer and closer to 2,300. I think we're sitting at like 2,271, and I could not do that without every single one of you. So please join us on our journey to 100,000. Also, what do you think about all of this in the comment section down below? Are you one of the massive amounts of Game Pass fans out there, Game Pass customers, who have now canceled your service because you think this price is just absolutely too outrageous? Do you understand Microsoft's argument and actually believe that maybe some of these increases in prices with all the added benefits actually make it worth it? Or do you think this is absolutely insane and you cannot believe they're thinking they can get away with pushing things this far? What do you think of GameStop's trolling back over there on Xbox and Microsoft? Let us know what you think about all that in the comments section down below. If you'd like to support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. All right, we're going to start over here at thatpartplace.com just because they've got a great documentation of a lot of people out there canceling their stuff. And then we'll jump over to cosmicbook.news for that wonderful little clapback trolling from GameStop. So from our dear sweet Marvin Montanaro, gamers are rushing to cancel Xbox Game Pass after waking up today to some of the most unwelcome news they could imagine. Microsoft confirmed that Xbox Game Pass pricing would see its biggest hike yet, with the popular Ultimate tier raising from $19.99 to $30 per month. $20 to $30 per month. That stupid $19.99, $29.99, it's a penny. All right, you're trying to make it look like it's less than what it actually is. It's $20 and $30. I'm so sick and tired of that silly little marketing nonsense. This staggering 50% price increase blindsided loyal fans who have supported Game Pass since its inception. For years, Microsoft marketed the service as the best value in gaming, a low monthly price granting access to hundreds of titles, day one releases, and cloud streaming. But any goodwill that Xbox might have built up is now being squandered in a single move. And this right here from Disgusting Films, right? Not exactly somebody out there who's like anti-big corporation. The website to cancel Xbox Game Pass subscriptions has overloaded. This is after news that the Ultimate subscription would be increased to $29.99 per month. Overloaded, which means it's essentially crashed. You cannot access the website. I'm sure it's fixed by the time now, even by the time of I'm recording this video, let alone by the time you've watched it. But just the fact that that is reported in the news is absolutely insane. Because this is Microsoft's website we're talking about here, boys and girls. Microsoft, the person that provides the operating system that I almost guarantee you 99% of you are watching this video on a computer right now. If you're watching on a computer, have that operating system on your device right now, right? Their website crashed because so many people rushed to cancel their subscription before this price hike took effect. That is bonkers, boys and girls, absolutely bonkers. So what does the price increase look like? Game Pass is Ultimate, $30 a month, was $20. PC Game Pass is now $17 a month, was $12 a month. Standard console plan, $15 a month, rebranded as Premium. Entry-level core plan remains $10 a month, but now rebranded as Essential. Microsoft argues that higher cost reflects new benefits. Ultimate members will gain access to Ubisoft Plus Classics, more day one releases, and expanded cloud streaming options. Oh, Ubisoft. You mean that company that just went bankrupt and got bought up by Tencent? Oh, yay! Now, instead of paying for an Ubisoft Plus subscription for a company that's completely and totally gone down the toilet, now you get access to your wonderful little stuff. So what do you get? There's like, what, 3, maybe 4 good Assassin's Creed games that you might actually go back and play? Like, I mean, you got some of the early God of War games, I guess. Like the first 3 were good. You might want to go back and play those. So is those 6 games really worth that extra $10 a month? No? Yeah, I didn't think so either. More day one releases. Oh, great. Even a less sustainable market idea for producing games that cost you $600 million to produce over like 5 years. And expanded cloud streaming options. Yay. But for many gamers, those perks don't justify the sudden price shock. After all, the core value of Game Pass was accessibility, gaming for everyone regardless of budget. At nearly $360 per year, Game Pass Ultimate now costs more than a brand new console in just 3 years of subscription fees. And just the fact that $360 isn't enough to buy a console anymore is just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Reactions online have been overwhelmingly negative. Social media lit up with angry posts, memes, and screenshots of cancellation confirmations. Across Reddit and X, players shared proof that they were dropping the service in protest, with many threads filled with complaints that the price hike felt like corporate greed. Yo Torch Games, right here, cancel Game Pass. I've always said the game subscription services are just like playing 6-5 blackjack. You'll always lose in the wrong run. Cancel Game Pass. Ultimate Game Pass is now 50% more expensive, and in the UK, it's 53.3% more expensive. We've got other ones over here. Like, it just goes on and on. And so this is where things get kind of interesting over here, because now we have even more folks talking about this. Grums also went over here as well. talking about this. Game Pass was just $15 in 2023, boys and girls. A $16.99 hike in July of 2023, $19.99, $20 hike in 24, and now $30 hike today. 50% jump in just a matter of what? 2 years. 2023 to now 2025. It's literally, the price has doubled. It has gone up by 100% since 2023 in just 2 years. Has your paycheck gone up that much? Has your even price of your groceries like doubled in the last 2 years? I know they're more expensive than they were before, but have they doubled in just the last 2 years? But no, that's okay. Microsoft thinks it's worth it. It's worth it for that. It's worth it for that now. Microsoft says the changes reflect a growing library, added partner benefits, and improvements to cloud gaming, which is now officially left beta. Full details on Oxbec's Game Pass. Not everyone is celebrating the news. GameStop quickly capitalized on the frustrations with a potent post on X, featuring an image of its shelves lined with Xbox titles. As you can see right here, Game Pass, $29.99 every month. Own nothing. That's right. Just like the World Economic Forum would love to remind you in your wonderful advertising for what they would like to be the future that they quickly canceled and deleted after we all found out about it and made it go viral. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. That's Microsoft. That's Xbox. That's Game Pass. GameStop, buy once, own forever. Math isn't that hard. No, it is not. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you have no control whatsoever over what games are selected to be on that Game Pass and what ones aren't. You know, there are websites, there are whole news articles dedicated every month to what's leaving Netflix now and what's coming the next month, right? Like, is that really how you want your games? That game you've dumped, 100 hours in because you've been playing it on Xbox Game Pass. Now all of a sudden you can't play the game anymore because you want to go back and try something new, or maybe they added a new update. Well, that game's no longer available on Xbox Game Pass. I mean, we got Cyberpunk. They're still making updates to this day on that game. You know, you wouldn't have that with Game Pass. You'd lost all your progress. You wouldn't have access to that. You'd have to go out there and buy the game, which you've essentially already paid for, now paying $30 a month. You know how many cool indie games you can get? I mean, you get 2 or 3 fun indie games for $30 a month. You can get at least one good, solid one for $30 a month on Steam. That's just ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. And here, GameStop's. I love this. Discussing films. The website to cancel Xbox Game Pass subscriptions is overloaded. GameStop says, welcome to GameStop. And I mean, that's just an absolute fact. This is all, and you know what? As a big advocate for physical media myself, you know what I mean? I always encourage everybody to do that. If you've got the money, absolutely go look for it. Go, check the bargain bins, check the sales, check out the discounts you can get. And I know, especially being a PC gamer, that's basically impossible at this point, right? It's so hard to do any of that anymore. But if you're still a console gamer, do that. It is worth it. And the cool part is, at the end of the day, they're just DVDs and Blu-rays. You can rip all of that stuff off and burn you extra copies. So that way, if your copy gets scratched or messed up or whatever, something like that, you got you a fresh one right there as a backup ready to go. And you can still keep your original in all your case. You know, so at the end of the day, it's always worth it to get the physical, especially if it's something you're interested in. And going to GameStop, if you don't like the game, they got a 30-day, no questions asked, return policy. You know, you can return it. You can exchange it for something else if you don't like it. You know what I mean? So it's one of them situations where physical media has always made more sense. The new ultimate price is nearly double what Xbox Game Pass cost when it first launched, and critics say that the $30 monthly fee puts it above competitors like PlayStation Plus Premium. However, Microsoft is banking on the inclusion of day one releases, third-party partnerships, and cloud features to keep subscribers on board. With players already expressing frustration online, getting more dislikes than likes on the Xbox announcement on YouTube, that's a video all in itself, GameStop's message resonated with those who still prefer physical copies and cheaper digital subscription pricing. I wonder if this is actually, yep, here it is. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, 6.1 thousand dislikes to 1.8 thousand likes. That's only 48,000 views. That's how many people care about their video over there on that. But that's just hilarious. And we already know this has cost them a whole bunch of money. It's not going to work. You know, if you have this many people canceling on day one, So much so that it crashed your website? Like, I don't know who these people are listening to anymore, right? Like, the entire internet was awash with backlash when Nintendo came out with all of their price hikes. And the console one wasn't even the biggest issue. It was the video games. Trying to charge $80 for a Nintendo game? And what? Xbox saw that and was like, yeah, that's a great idea. That's the kind of PR we need. Let's jack our prices up. I don't know what they were thinking. But at the end of the day, customers decide, fans decide, gamers decide. And gamers have proven over the last few years that they are one of the most financially impactful groups across the board. You know, you can literally, you make the gamers mad, you talk down to them, you upset them, your game is going to flop. It is going to crash and burn, and it doesn't matter what studio you are. It doesn't matter if it's Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft, Star Wars and Outlaws. It doesn't matter if you're Concord and Sony PlayStation. And it certainly doesn't even matter if you're Xbox, Microsoft, and your Game Pass. You continue to try to bleed your fan base dry, penny by penny. And at some point, you will push them too far, and you have officially done this. What'll be fascinating to see is whether or not Xbox sees the error of its ways and quickly drops this, or if they go the long haul like Disney did with their parks and wait years and lose hundreds of millions of dollars just believing that they are right, and eventually the rest of us will come around. Well, just like so many other major corporations have found out, that is not the case. The fans decide, gamers' voices matter, and they have made their opinion very well heard to Microsoft Xbox's Game Pass by crashing their websites, and now GameStop, the once long forgotten and many industry experts believed was on their way to complete and total bankruptcy and collapse, is now reveling in all of your pain and suffering. And after all, Microsoft, you've danced with the devil in the pale moonlight, and now you've gotten burned. After all, gamers decide. A big shout out to all of our subscribers and members out there. Thanks for watching, and make sure you guys like and subscribe if you have not already.